Welcome back to Q-Dads, I'm Ste, and episode 5, not 6 as Ben wrote in the script, of Sunny has just dropped, leaving us some big questions. Like, has Mixxy been part of this all from the beginning, secretly working for the Yakuza? And what are Noriko's true intentions, and who is she working for? It did answer a recently big question though, like what happens when women choose the bear? Well, it turns out we get a musical. Now, this episode was a little bit slower than the rest, so instead of doing a full recap, I'm just going to touch on some of the key points that I enjoyed, and also some of the points that I didn't enjoy. But obviously, before we do that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as it really does help the channel to grow and keeps us bringing you this great content. In this episode, they get off the train trying to escape the Yakuza, and end up getting lost as they make their way to Mixxy's farm, and this forces them to travel through the woods and again aimlessly get lost before finally making their way to the farm, where we get to see the kidnapping of Sunny, which I actually have more questions than answers to. The episode starts with Suzie watching a performance with Zen and his classmates about Peach Boy, a boy born from a peach, with the help of a few companions, defeats ogres on Ogre Island, which is just one of the stories that Peach Boy is told to have done. But really, it's all about working together to achieve great things, which is a good light-hearted story. What was interesting about this play for me though, was it was all in English. Now, was this actually the case, or again, as we suspected in previous episodes, were we actually hearing things through the translator? Was this a clever scene done by the directors? Now, I thought the opening scene was really great, and it was refreshing to see some more flashbacks of Zen, and more importantly, the real dark side of Masa, as he stumbles into the school drunk, presumably after doing something he shouldn't do, because he did say that he had a big mess to clean up. Now, speculating here, is the big mess he had to clean up the events of the start of episode 1? I think seeing your robot kill a man might drive you to drink, as it seems a shock for Masa to be drunk. And from previous scenes, we see he loves his boy, so to miss a play leads me to believe that this was a big event. And what was a bigger event than the one that happened at the start of the series? This then also ties in later to when Suzie says, why did she let Zen go on the plane? As if she'd only just started to notice a change in Masa's demeanour just days before the flight. Again though, this scene just proves he has more secrets that he seems to hide from Suzie. And the fact that he was quite abrupt with her for not speaking Japanese, I felt was a bit harsh, considering Suzie could understand. Yeah, through the use of a translator, but still. This episode has really made us resent Masa and the way that he acts, as a clearly drunk and slightly neglectful father, missing these key moments in Zen's life. Which obviously then, you can understand why Suzie beats herself up, considering she lets Zen go on the plane with Masa, which ultimately leads to their supposed death. And it's also refreshing, as in previous episodes, Suzie remembers Masa in a much nicer light. However, with this one, we're starting to look a little bit deeper into their relationship. But one of the biggest focuses of this episode for me was Mixxy getting lost. But the question is, was this Mixxy's plan all along? Did she really know that the shuttle to the farm wasn't running? And did she know the guy who was following them? I mean, we assume the guy is actually someone important, right? He might not actually be Yakuza. Maybe he's actually someone who's trying to help out Masa's family, maybe hired by Masa or Masa's father. For me, there was a lot of hints towards Mixxy having this ulterior motive, as Sunny seems to recognise a few of the changes in her. But it was when she told Sunny to keep the bird that, for me, solidified that Mixxy isn't quite all that she seems to be. And the fact that at the end of the episode, Sunny is taken by Hime, who kindly leaves her finger behind. Was Hime only there because Mixxy had called her? There was a lot of suspicion around Mixxy's behaviour, and that she seemed to befriend Suzie. Quite a lot is from Sunny's point of view, but I don't know, for me, it didn't quite seem to sit right. What was great about all these scenes is it made you question Sunny's intention throughout. It was only at the end when you realised Sunny had spotted all the issues with Mixxy. As before that, it came across that maybe Sunny had an ulterior motive to get Suzie away from Mixxy. Again, this all leads me to question, how advanced is Sunny paired to all the other robots? The big question now, though, around Sunny is where has he been taken to? And how did they get him? Surely Sunny would have woken up to this. Do you think actually Sunny is capable of hatching her own plans? Do you think Sunny has planned for this to happen now? What do you think? Maybe it could be that Mixxy lured Sunny out to have a chat of sorts, and this is then where the Yakuza ambush Sunny. This is what Ben's prediction is, as he doesn't think that entering the building, taking Sunny out of the bed, which is a clunky piece of machinery, would be possible without Suzie noticing. He said it seems a little too far-fetched for him. I want to talk about Noriko. Throughout the episode, she seemed to mourn for Masa and kind of ties up loose ends for a moment. But then it wasn't until the very final scene where she called through to her house where we see that square robot again. The one from episode 1 who was trying to get the Dark Manual. Ben has 2 theories on this one. The first, is this robot part of the Yakuza? And what we said all along, that Masa's mom was in fact deep within the Yakuza, and she's called this robot to help finish the job and catch Sunny once and for all, or realising Hime didn't quite finish the job. Or 2, was this robot actually friendly, and is he trying to get the dark code to save Suzie, but also to help Sunny not become evil like Masa had intended her to be? I saw her actually torn on the fence here between which way to go and where my thoughts are leading. Now, for me, I think it might be Masa's real father she's calling. The one we suspect is the head of a Yakuza family, or at least a high-ranking member. Probably the person who got Masa into the business in the first place. So I'm thinking Noriko is phoning to get answers, as it did look like Masa's bed had been disturbed, as clearly the square robot that Ben mentioned above delivered the shoes of Masa to Suzie. For all we know, Masa's father could actually be the brother of the Yakuza boss, making Masa and Jin brothers, and Masa Hime's cousin. Let me know what you think. Now overall, the episode was good, but it's just a little bit too slow paced for me. And they've not all been like that, it's just this one episode now. I like to think that it's the calm before the storm, before things get serious and we see the murderous side of Sunny come out. With that all being said, we did get a few enjoyable scenes again. The humour between some of the characters is brilliant. Like when Suzie goes for a wee in the middle of the woods and everyone starts taking the piss out of her pants. But then we also get scenes like the one with the bear, where Suzie and Mixxy sing to scare it off. And not to mention Sunny and the little baby bird, Joey, where in some sick twisted way, Sunny tried to see what it's like to be a mom, caring for this dying bird, showing another sign of her trying to get that extra emotional connection to Suzie. Anyway guys, let us know your thoughts on the episode so far. Do you think Noriko was calling Masa's father? And do you think Mixxy is deep in the Yakuza? Or is she somehow being blackmailed by them? Thank you for watching. And once again, please don't forget to subscribe, as it really helps our channel to grow. And as always, we'll catch you next time with something new.